1 tombstone. 2 tombstones. 3 tombstones. The result looks something like this. So we gave 6 initiate players a 7th player, a Graves who can summon 3 tombstones at a time. Furthermore, we doubled the damage of every single ghoul, and of course doubled the scaling as well. Is that gonna be enough to give Team Graves a shot against 6 Eternus players? Let's find out. Eternus versus Initiate, but we let a Graves put 3 infinite duration gravestones, and furthermore she can reset them whenever she wants to, so in case any of the Eternuses are going to be cheeky and try and punch them out, she can just put them again. It's going to be a really fun one. We have 6 Initiates on one side who are going to be boosted by all of these ghouls, hopefully, and 6 Eternuses on the other. We have given every single Initiate a trophy collector-like item, which is going to give them souls every time they get a kill. That's because we have a 7th player on the Initiate team, so we need to kind of balance the souls out. Otherwise, it would probably be an easy Eternus victory. Regardless, we have final thing. We have also buffed the ghouls, so the ghouls are twice as strong. They do twice as much base damage. They have twice the amount of spirit scaling. So the Eternuses are gonna have a hell of a fucking fight here. I don't know what's gonna happen. I do have a new caster here with me. I do have Mimi observing, but Mox is my co-caster for today. What do you think about this game, Mox?
Well, I'm very interested as we see Bone Quill kind of getting run down. This is going to be very problematic early. I think later it's going to be a lot less of a problem, depending on their itemization. But as you can see, I think almost everybody from the side of the Eternus crew has bought monster round. So that is so far the early plan to handle this mayhem that's going to be coming their way.
Yes. And we do see that the Graves has gone for both the Glutenic Trophy Collector and the actual Trophy Collector just to get like as much value as possible from kills. She's going to be involved in literally every single kill of the game, so it doesn't surprise me at all. But yeah, I do agree with you. I think that early on it's going to be a very big problem. These ghouls are everywhere. They're getting stuck. They're just so hard to kill. We're going to start having to discuss a little bit of these Eternus choices. Like, for example, picking Mo, notably a character with a really bad gun. I don't know about that one. But yeah.
They had a draft. They had an opportunity to sort of like pick the best wave clearing heroes in the game, and I feel like they just like missed that mark, or maybe they're here for the content as well and just like, yeah, we're going to pick some funny heroes and see what happens. I don't know. We have the first casualty.
The first casualty comes for the Eternuses. I mean, like, yeah, it's gonna be really difficult, especially in the beginning. But there's a bigger problem, which is the macro for the Eternuses is gonna be permanently fucked. Like, how are the Eternuses meant to leave a lane alone? Usually one of the biggest strengths of Eternus players is that they can just keep the waves very pushed very easily, and then the Initiates will always struggle with the macro. They will win like a huge fight, and then there will not be enough space for them to push.
Most health.
Oh, right? It's insane. Those ghouls do like 250 base damage, which is a lot. Oh my god. But yeah, like,
okay.
So continue.
I was gonna say, like, I thought that this was actually gonna be really easy cleanup, but considering that these ghouls are so buffed, like, these Eternus players actually cannot stand in lanes. They're just eating so much. Another couple of kills come for Shiba. Shiba's just gonna be stacking them up. We have to see how quickly they get both of their trophy collectors stacked. That's going to be crazy income.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, there's so many obvious buys you want to buy. Lightning Scroll as quickly as possible. You might want to buy Mystic Reverb. You might want to buy Boundless Spirit. There's so many like very good items that you want to buy as soon as possible to boost your comrades in Initiate. But yeah, I mean, like, again, it's insane to see how many ghouls are just vibing around the map right now, and how the Eternuses are going to be able to deal with all of them. Because, like, how are you going to have enough damage? You're going to have to go for like 6 gun heroes. We don't really see a bunch of opening rounds. We see actually a mix of stuff. But yeah, the deaths are all happening to the Eternus players, not the Initiates.
I feel like part of their plan was to get these heroes that can get airborne and stay above these zombies, but the rest of them just don't have any wave clear. I would have expected like 7 to be like draft pro #1. Like 7 Ivy should have been the Eternus players' first draft heroes, no? Like, just keep the waves clear out perma.
Yes, any hero that can do that. McGinnis could have also been an incredible hero. McGinnis does have like some of the best gun damage in the game. But yeah, we do see Liz here. Liz is the best player on the Eternus team. He is an E6 player. He's been in By God, so many different events at this point. He's playing Lash today. Lash makes a lot of sense given the mechanics of the game. He's able to just jump out of the ghouls if he's ever found in a critical position. Those ghouls are naughty, those ghouls are nasty, but they cannot fly, thank God. Maybe that's for a future Glutensnake event, right, Mox?
Oh, Seraphim wings on every single ghoul.
I was shown a demo of you can give items to minions. This is like something I've been shown a demo of. So I'm curious to see if we can do it for an actual thing. Seraphim wings on those ghouls probably will mess up their AI though.
We're cooking. We got some ideas in the books already for the next one.
It's a very interesting question. Like, how much worse is a ghoul than an initiate at this point? Like, is this secretly like a 50 initiate event? And we do have to start talking a little bit about those draft picks from the initiate team. They have gone for a bunch of characters that have easy access to stuns. We do see that Dynamo with, of course, his ult, which he just used. But Abrams, too, an incredible hero that does have access to a relatively easy stun and can also last for a very long time in the front lines. I mean, like, it's just proving to be so difficult to maneuver around these ghouls.
Yeah, Liz is trying to make something of this Abrams kill, and they'll find it. So that Lash pick is paying off. I imagine this is going to wind up being a full gun Lash, because you mentioned it. She's just going to be flying above everybody, hitting that grapple. It's going to be impossible to catch, and if anything, I'm looking at Lash here to be the kind of carry of the team. Like, they're going to have the most maneuverability, probably the most gun damage based on the current meta, so you could see this game plan working out for them right now.
Yeah. Tank Buster!
There she is. Good.
What do you think about Tank Buster for his big item?
It's gonna be really annoying. At this point, I would have wished they just saved their money for like the bit. Like you said, Lightning Scroll would be so insane. It would just be repeatedly proccing across the map, considering these ghouls are just impossible to stay away from. Tank Buster is interesting, but there's a cooldown on that item. It might wind up being a little bit of a dud purchase, but somebody will get surprised by how much damage it puts out randomly.
The classic Sinclair steals Victor ult and does a better job of being Victor than Victor. Actually, no, that was a meme like 5 patches ago when Victor was like the worst hero in the game. I don't think he's the worst hero in the game anymore.
These ghouls are a problem. Like, look at the walker damage on the right side of the map. Like, these are ETERNUS players, but it's actually proving to be so problematic for pushing these waves. And you're right about this. Like, is essentially the macro adjustment for the initiates. They don't have to think about it at all. They just sit in lanes perma, and it's working out really well for them so far. These ghouls might be a little overtuned, maybe?
Oh god, overtuned, unbalanced stuff in the Glutensnake event? But as we say that, I mean, the souls are about equal on both teams. If you sum all these numbers up, you'll see that the soul difference is a lot smaller than you would think. And a lot of the souls of Team Amber are concentrated in that Graves. And, I mean, she does have one ability, she doesn't have 4 abilities. She is not allowed to use her other abilities to defend the initiates, and she's not allowed to leave base. So that's going to be a very precarious situation for her, because she can't really help beyond, you know, putting the gravestones on.
Oh, somebody's got a lightning scroll. Who's got that one?
Yes, I presume it is the Graves at this
there
point.
There it is. Ashiba. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. It's finally online.
Yeah, I mean, like, that lightning scroll is going to be such a boon with those ghouls, because even one of them touching you accidentally, that's going to disrupt so much of the ETERNUS formation. And maybe an initiate is going to be able to pull off a couple shots here and there. But yeah, I imagine that getting Duration's probably going to be next, Boundless Spirit for a little bit more damage, and then Mystic Reverb just to, like, really hammer in that old power. Yeah. Right now, Walker on lane number 3 is almost dead. An Ivy Kudzu has been thrown in. Lash is trying to defend as best as he can, but, like, can he defend against this onslaught of ghouls? I do not know, dude.
Considering how low that Walker was earlier, I'm a little surprised that it's... Oh, wow, look, 2,000 damage just from Graves. There was, like, what, 3 ghouls that hit him there? They're still chasing for that kill, but... That's just... This is, like, the most farmed player on the lobby for the ETERNUS, by the way, Liz. Our Lash player, but just can't handle a couple of ghoul hits.
Yeah, I mean, Lash and Sinclair certainly carrying the lobby right now. Sinclair can be very powerful, especially because he has some very good ults to steal. 7 ult, Dynamo ult, Abrams ult at times can be useful, but that Victor ult, oh, it is so delicious to steal that Victor ult as Sinclair. What are you seeing?
Something just dawned on me. We need our Addicted to Whippets Sinclair to buy Magic Carpet, get into the Amber Hidden King base, steal Tombstone, and then you drop it mid. You can go take mid boss. That's the counterplay. We just figured it out.
I have explicitly told to the Sinclair not to steal the Graves ult. That is forbidden. I know. Glutensnake
on.
wants mildly balanced events. Glutensnake is no fun. Oh my god, that Sinclair's dead, I think. Oh. No, yeah, he's gonna die.
Definitely.
But, like, I mean, we saw the exact thing that happens. You get touched by one ghoul, and suddenly 5 or 6 of them are all on you. I don't know how you're meant to survive this. The onslaught of ghouls is just terrible.
You want to keep an eye on King Koopa Great Talon, because this is another hero that, along with the Lash, is going to have a ton of just ranged gun power. Looks like they're going pretty mixed right now. They did max the Guided Owl. But this hero is going to have a lot of potential the later this game goes to just nuke people with his bow and arrow from the skies and not have to worry too much about these ghouls. You can see he kind of handles them well enough without having to do too much work. So I keep an eye on that Great Talon as this game gets later and later and he gets more gun items online.
The problem is, of course, you have to still focus on them instead of, you know, focusing on the initiates and the deaths. Well, it's 16 to 17. It's a relatively equal death count for both teams.
Yeah, but who has the kills? There's 14 kills from our graves, so it is really just the Tombstones going crazy mode. But that is the point. That's why we're here. So I kind of want to see if the initiates see a good timing to like go mid every once in a while. Like they've got so much lane pressure all the time. I feel like this is kind of the win con. Even if you give up like mid boss, imagine all your lanes are pushing in. You're gonna get walkers. You might get base guardians in that timing. Like I just wonder when they're gonna send it. You know.
Oh no, that Talon does try to go and wrap up that Vita, but the Vita gets extracted and the Talon dies. I mean, yeah, this is another problem. One of the usual ways that Eternus win in these games is they're allowed to go very deep in enemy territory because they're seldom going to be punished. But the ghouls are there. You can't just like jump in and hope for the best. The ghouls are going to auto-target you. Of course, every single time that the Eternus slip up a little bit, they start losing a little bit more damage on those walkers. Walker on lane number 2 is almost gone now, and at the end of the day, we see the base guardians are getting damaged too. The Eternuses might have equal souls, but they're going to die to attrition.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the base guardians starting to go on this right side is like really impactful because then the troopers are going to start to push faster and everything. So, I mean, they have problems on that side. I think they keep getting caught off. You know, like we saw Liz die on the Lash again, but they were like all the way outside of their base. Like there was nothing to catch them except for the ghouls. So it's just straight up like not basically underestimating the power of this Graves on the other side with Celeste. Look, she can barely even churn through them. Oh my goodness.
Alpha is certainly going to help, you know, weather those ghosts down. I don't know, like, it's proving to be such a difficult game for these Eternus players, but Lash comes in here, he's looking for that Victor, he knows he can chase deep into enemy territory, but unfortunately a single ghoul is all it takes to wrap him up.
I gotta be honest, this is looking chopped for our Eternus guys. They need a little bit of a better team plan to like handle this situation because they have a Talon like just desperately trying to clear these and it's just not enough. But they're trying to make a play for that left side walker. It's just too much pressure.
Let's see what items the Graves has got to despite Spirit Burn, Boundless Spirit, Escalating Exposure. I don't know how good Escalating Exposure is on Graves, but I guess if you have that Spirit Burn, it means a second ghoul will annihilate you. And we do see the Initiates actually right now have that urn. And again, it's always very interesting to see, especially if those ghouls have been pushed so deep into enemy territory. I think it's going to be a very tough urn contest, but I mean, the Turses are still going to try and do it. We do see a Celeste in position. We do see a Lash getting ready for an ult. We do see a Drifter who has taken that urn down. And by God, Lash comes in. Massive ults all over. But the ghouls, dude, the ghouls are just too powerful.
It's too much. They are fighting off this urn just barely. Finally gets turned in by our Initiate team. They'll lose a couple, but they take down some of the biggest players on the Eternus side. So that's a huge W. Like, look at the lanes continuing to push in. It almost doesn't matter if they even lose these fights, because this is a little bit of what I alluded to earlier. If they lose these fights but continue to have the map pressure from their waves constantly pushing in, like, the Eternus players are just at a loss here constantly. One
of the resources that the Eternuses have, though, is that they can chase in places outside of lanes. I mean, with the ghouls being very concentrated in the lanes, it's going to be just a lot more difficult for these Eternuses to be hunted down if they're, like, you know, doing camps and such. And the Initiates are usually going to lose a 1v1 against an Eternus, and sometimes, you know, even a 2v1, especially against the more fed members of Team Eternus. That Sinclair, that Mo, that Lash. So, yeah. it's a little bit difficult, especially because, I mean, these Eternuses could just leave with 70, 80 HP, like the Celeste just did.
Yeah, I thought they were getting caught out. They look good grouping up from the initiates. Look at that. There's like 4 or 5 heroes. No, it's 4 heroes in mid right now. So they're finally doing a little bit of what we were hoping for now that a lot of the major objectives are gone off the map. So the next thing is just sort of tackle is just continuing to grow their soul lead. Like if they have a really good chance of winning this matchup right now, just based on the fact that their waves constantly pushing in. So it's just about how they close things out. I really want to see them push for this mid, if nothing else, just for the good memes of it. And I want to see the Eternus have something to help them get out of their lanes for once.
How many ricochets do we have at this point? We have 2, and I presume we're going to see a lot more, especially from the characters that can actually, you know, handle a ricochet. Just like and clear those ghouls and then push a little bit back. At the end of the day, I mean, like, this is like a very big mistake. You can't just like be like that as Mina. You will get stunned, and that's a trade instead. Oh god, these ghouls are really changing the dynamic of every single Eternus team fight.
Yeah, it's funny. Talon thinks that he's safe to just sit there and, you know, cast his guided owl, but he gets hit by just a stack of ghouls and it's instantly deleted after trading the kill on the Mina. So, I mean, it worked out 1 for 1, but again, those losses are kind of worse for the Eternus than is the Initiates.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, I'm hoping to see stuff like E-Shift at some point, or anything that enables these Eternus players to do a quick, hasty escape. Magic Carpet? You were talking a little bit about Magic Carpet as a meme, but, you know, maybe Magic Carpet's a very good idea if you are trying to make a quick escape.
Counterspell immediately comes to mind, too. Like, this is a great tool to just block all of the would-be ghoul damage, so I'm not sure they're really focused on getting these ricochets online. Like, they're kind of planning as a team right now. Liz given an entire group of initiates the dodge right now. The lashes, they're one to do, but they're starting to itemize a little bit more to kind of handle the PvE in general. But I think Counterspell would be really, really important to kind of dodge potential deaths.
But yeah, I mean, can we talk about this? What Eternus player blocking, like, a whole team of initiates? Not anymore, unfortunately, he's gonna die. But it was like 30 seconds, a whole minute of him just like dogging around while the rest of his Eternus team tried to like push these waves however little they could. The green dots all are marching over the map though, and I don't know what the Eternuses can do at this point.
Get a little bit of a trade kill. They were trying to attempt the mid boss, by the way, the initiates. They had the idea for it, but maybe not enough damage quite yet to do so.
I mean, I think the game plan, if any game plan can be made for the Eternus team here, is just wait all the way to the end of the game, try to get those like 90-second death cooldown timers, and see if they can get a team wipe using the fact that, you know, they all are going to have ricochets, they're all going to have some sort of splash damage, they all know how to evade these Eternus, these Initiate players as best as possible. I mean, it's working. There are 4 deaths right now on Team Initiate.
I wonder if they like do something crazy, like buy 3 vortex webs and just pull everybody together like as quickly as possible and then just ricochet them all down. That'd be insane.
Like lambs.
Actually kind of compy too, because they have Sinclair, right? So like if they actually pull like 3 or 4 people and just turn them into bunnies, get amp damage, ricochet them all down, like that seems like a good angle to me.
Yeah, a little bit more breathing room after securing that urn. I think that might be enough time for them to be able to pull something off. That Ivy grab range seemed very wrong there, but you know, we'll take that. Lash is dead though, and that is 2 players dead from Team Eternus.
Yeah, Celeste is here. Oh, instantly blown up! The stone form, the lightning scroll, the ghouls going crazy. That's like half the Eternus team. God, man. Who's gonna tell the Initiates to go mid? That's the angle. This is the timer. Go.
In the other hand, this Malise is getting mauled right now. The Initiates, I've decided, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna push base instead. We don't really need to grab that mid boss. We're just gonna try and push base. But again, they keep getting, well, traded, I guess, not picked.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly been allocated the duties of Grey Talon and Celeste kind of clear base, and you can see Lash is the one to kind of walk forward, taking so much damage, even in the air. Look, you can see the damage from that escalating in Spirit Burn actually paying off. You're questioning it a little bit earlier, but that was insane, just dot damage.
I mean, like, again, when you're 72k souls, even like that little bit of dot damage will do a lot of work against a 32k Lash. Someone half your strength. Like, poor Eternus is dead. The Initiates are finally doing that mid-boss as you desired.
This is looking a little wraps. I'm not sure what your expectation of this was, but it's looking impossibly tough for the Eternus players to clear just the ghouls. Like, let's not even worry about the fights with the initiates. Like, they just can't clear these waves.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, you have to go in base to try to heal, but those ghouls are gonna wrap up those shrines in a matter of seconds, and I don't think you're allowed to, as Team Sapphire, to just, you know, leave them in base. There's 72k souls worth of ghouls there. So, yeah, you're gonna have to start clearing them up eventually. Maybe stealing a 7 ult will be a very good idea for that Sinclair, but instead they're just gonna go and kill the 7. Oh, there it is.
Oh man, that looks so cool. This is what I've been waiting for. That thing looks crazy when there's so many targets to hit, but it's the initiates coming out despite the stolen Stormcloud here from Sinclair. They do get enough kills and get their rejubes utilized in this spot. So this is kind of that base defense that was going to be incredibly hard that you were talking about. So everybody's kind of on top of each other, making things really, really difficult. So this is kind of the opportunity for the Eternus player, but let's see how much damage that does. Oh no.
The Mystic Reverb is insane at this point. I mean, like, again, the Eternus players have very little in the way of spirit resistance. 2 of the team doesn't have, like, any. And I mean, like, what are you meant to do if one of those ghouls hits you? You just get 1,000 damage a shot and then you die.
I'm not. This needed to be a little bit better planned out from our turnips. I think draft is actually really, really important to how they were ever going to have a chance. Versus this, as we see Liz just trying to fight and find a kill. Like, half of the Archmother's health is already gone. It's literally just a ghouls. They can't do anything. And the proverbial wall breaker that we've seen inside of the base is looking a little wraps right now.
Yeah, with the ghouls doing most of the damage, it is GG. Team Eternus loses. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like the idea of Initiate players stunning Eternus players every second, check out this other video where the Initiates all had mystical piano. Thank you so much to our Patreons, and have a good day, folks.